Welcome everyone. I'm Ronnie from Ronnie's Garage in Southern California. We're holding our monthly tech meet. What we're going to talk about today is something that I don't usually talk about too much, and that's going to be an Arnage. Rolls-Royce and Bentley went through some changes and transitions. These particular models came out in 1998. So let's pull off the other side too. Similar setup. It's got a little legend here. That's the book. And then access to headlamp indicator bulbs, which they're actually little leveling bulbs, I think. And then adjusters. So I'll start at the back on this one. Slow, just a quarter turn, remember. That's how it's supposed to work. And it helps if you lift while you're doing it.
You can use a normal screwdriver.
It's a normal screwdriver. We're not judging that, are we? Yes, you can use a regular screwdriver. I take offense to that because I'm abnormal. So there's your gearbox fluid. You always check the gearbox. Let's pull it all the way out. With the car warm and running. And they have a, what do we got there? Min and max. Hold on, folks. All right, there we go. So it says minimum level is between the two dots down there. This is the maximum level here. You're going to want to stay between the crosshairs. Can you guys see that? I'm bleeding it out, aren't I? There we go. That almost shows, huh? Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's the transmission fluid. Remember, running with the car warm. Don't check it when it's cold. We'll run it a while. Now, on the other side, what we have here is this is for the cooling system, the regular cooling system. Here's the antifreeze cooling system. Oh my! For the charge cooler, or we call it in the U.S. we call it an intercooler. And the reason they call it a charge cooler is because it's cooling the charged air, the pressurized air. So this is where that goes. You can see it's got its own fluid, totally separate. It's got an extra little radiator. It's got a little pump. Okay, so the brake fluid, here's your brake fluid. Now remember, it's got a hydraulic system for the power brakes, but it doesn't use the same fluid for both. That's where they made a big departure from the older cars. Before, they had the pressurized brake fluid that they modulated. Now what they have is they have a booster, more like most other cars, that boosts the brake, the regular brake system. So it's just got like a manual brake master cylinder that is boosted by the central hydraulic system. So the central hydraulic system is this one right here. There is a procedure where you're supposed to, I believe, depressurize the system. And the fluid should come no higher than this screen. This always annoyed me when they had these, because they should have had nice little windows, like the earlier cars on the reservoirs. See this right here. I want you to see the fluid. It's very similar to the old mineral oil. It's a little bit different. It's, something 5,000 Pentacin makes it. And remember that this is your power steering fluid, and also your leveling system fluid, and also your booster for the brake system. So pull that off. Now you can see your fluid in there. And it's a green. It's a darker green than the earlier fluid, but it is still green. What you have here, this is your ABS. And that's anti-lock brake system. So ABS, which I forget which year they put it on the Spirits and Spurs. But what it does is it senses wheel speeds. So when you're driving and you hit the brakes, you will feel that it senses the speed of each wheel, how fast it's turning. So if one of the wheels slows down or stops faster than the others, it's designed to prevent an uncontrolled skid. So in other words, you losing control and the car going swerving all over. So what it does is it turns off, it pulsates, and it turns off the pressure to that whatever wheel is locking up. So that's how you test an ABS system, really. Is you drive the car and then you just nail the brakes, and the whole car should shudder, and you should hear the brakes going instead of it's supposed to prevent them from locking up. ABS has been around a while, and that's how that works. What else can we show you? This is the part of the AC system. AC system on this car can be problematic also. What it's got is it's got dual systems, dual controls. So each side of the passenger compartment up front, you can modulate the temperature. One side could be warmer and the other cooler, whatever. It has filters. They're called pollen filters. And it also has a cabin air filter. The pollen filters are out here. So I'll go ahead and pull one of those off just so you guys can see. What they do is they filter the outside air coming in. And they're usually carbon activated. So that means that they, not only do they filter out particulates, but they filter out noxious gases. The nice thing is they make these serviceable. They make them easy to get to. Most cars have these now. It's a great idea. Screw, some foam rubber. Now, there's one on that side too.
Is there a maintenance schedule into changes, or you
Yeah,
just change it when they're dirty?
these get changed a lot, to be honest with you. This has got some adhesive on it. Got like a foam seal on them. What they want to do is keep it as tight as possible so that no extra air goes. Oh my God. The green label, I believe, is the early one with the BMW engine. Red label is when they went back to the Bentley engine. I think what happened is some bigwig or some customers or whatever complained that it said BMW on top of the engine. Okay, so this, as you can see, this ooh-wee, looks overdue to me. And people, look at the garbage in here. Here's where your problems start. I believe that these are part of the maintenance schedule for every maintenance. In other words, at least once a year, you want to change the oil and filter. You want to change look how bad this is. This is kind of like a house AC filter. See all the garbage in there? Look at that. So you think, well, technically it's filtering better, right? It's filtering so good, nothing can get in. But what happens is, on these cars, is there's a blower for the AC system. The blower is a little motor with the little squirrel cages on them, they're called, and they push the air for the air conditioning system. And when they build these cars, the car body goes through, the first thing they put in is that blower motor. Then they put in wiring harnesses, that dash. You have to pull a dash to get to that blower motor. It is a pain in the butt job, and it costs a fortune. I think it's like 40 hours. It's ridiculous, okay? Now, as a mechanic, nobody likes to do that kind of stuff, But let's say I had to do that on one of these cars. How old is this car? 19 years old. How much plastic is inside that dash? Most of it. How many things do you think can break when you take it apart? Okay? And there are tons of wire connectors that have to be disconnected. How many times do you think a person could forget to put one of them in? Okay, so then you put the car together, you get nothing, something doesn't work, you get all these warning signs. It's just not fun. That's why I don't like the new cars as much, because they make it so complex. When it all works and they're maintained properly, you'll never need a blower motor. But these, what they do is it's like your vacuum. If you use your vacuum cleaner, when it's totally plugged up, it's going to burn up the motor because it's not moving the air. It's just fighting the whole time. It's putting extra stress on it.